One more to go for the Florida Panthers. What a win last night. Got to enjoy it. I've already got my Stanley Cup championship shirt on. I may not take it off until the Florida Panthers win it again after getting that road win last night against Edmonton. 5-2, complete domination. I mean, this is perhaps the biggest game in 40 years, 30 years at least, for Canada in a Stanley Cup Finals, and Edmonton comes out absolutely flat. I mean, every loose puck, it seemed like Florida was out skating them, out hitting them, outplaying them completely from end to end. And so the Florida Panthers get a 5-2 win over the Edmonton Oilers, and now the Florida Panthers are just one win away from a back-to-back Stanley Cup championship. And game 6 is going to be right there in Sunrise, Florida. Oh, is it going to be a great atmosphere? Brad Marchand, how about this guy? Unbelievable. They pick him up, and I'm thinking old, maybe, an extra piece just to have in the locker room. Wasn't sure how much he'd have. And during the regular season, he didn't do a whole lot. I mean, he wasn't one of the clutchest of players, but man, has he been good in the playoffs, especially here in the finals against Edmonton. And he gets 2 goals last night. Panthers 5-2 over the Oilers, and it's going to be a good one coming up in Sunrise, Florida. I can't wait for it. I mean, I may be wearing this shirt for a while. I might just be celebrating until the Panthers actually skate around the ice with the cup. Tuesday night is game 6 in Florida. And you know what? I'm not even afraid of going back to Edmonton if the Panthers somehow stumble in game 6. This happened last year. And I don't, I mean, I'm not even concerned. The Panthers, this such a veteran group. They just go about their business, home or away, and they've been a really good home road team during this playoff run here in 2025. All right, we've got to talk some sports. Welcome to the Sports Rush, not our live edition. We're still trying to coordinate a live edition sometime today. I know you look forward to the live edition on the weekends. Yesterday, I was in South Bend because of the travel time and all. It couldn't coordinate to be able to get a show on yesterday. Unfortunately for the Snyder Panthers, not only did they lose, but they got no hit in the Class 4A semi-state semifinal at Four Winds Field at Coveleski Stadium. They were dominated by Caden Kroll, the left-hander from Valparaiso. Came in and performed as advertised. I mean, the guy had gaudy numbers, a 0.34 earned run average through 41 innings. And he actually lowered it against the Snyder Panthers, who have a pretty darn good offense. And he throws a no-hitter at the semi-state against a 24-win team in Snyder, who went 14-0 in the Summit Athletic Conference. And so you've got to tip your hat to Caden Kroll of Valparaiso as they advanced into the championship. By the way, they did win the championship on Saturday night. They beat Goshen, so Valparaiso will be playing for a state championship, and I think it's Evansville Memorial. I'd have to double check that, but they'll be playing in the Class 4A state championship game down in Victory Field next week. All right, let's talk Pacers basketball. What a heartbreaker. Pacers controlled the game really through 3 quarters. I thought the Pacers were doing exactly what they needed to do defensively, working their tails off and keeping Shai Gilgeous-Alexander somewhat in check. I thought the Pacers were in a perfect position. They won quarter number 1 by a point, quarter number 2 by 2 points, quarter number 3 they won by 4. And I thought 7-point lead heading to the fourth. In the fourth quarter, the Pacers have been at their best. In fact, I think going into Friday night, the Pacers had won the fourth quarter, 4 out of 5 times? And I think they tied once. But the Pacers have been really good in the fourth quarter. And so you go into the fourth quarter with a lead, and it's kind of like the tables are turned because the Pacers have been coming back in the fourth quarter. A lot of times not leading after 3 quarters. This time they've got the lead, and doggone it, there's a mindset where you go into protection mode where, I don't know if you get comfortable or if the other team just turns it on because of the desperation. I always say that desperate teams are always the most dangerous teams. And in this case, Oklahoma City played like the more desperate team. They realized they could not afford to go down 3-1. And for some reason, the Pacers didn't match the intensity or level of play of Oklahoma City in that fourth quarter. And it completely flipped what we had seen 2 days earlier when the Pacers won the fourth quarter, overcoming a 7-point deficit. And the Pacers won the fourth quarter, or a 5-point deficit on Wednesday. And the Pacers won the fourth quarter 32-18 over OKC. Well, on Friday night, the Pacers had a 7-point lead, and Oklahoma City outscores the Pacers, not 32-18, but 31-17. So almost identical flip-flop from 2 days earlier, and Oklahoma City takes a huge Game 4. And I said it before the game, and I'll continue to say it. I think the series was on the line in Game 4. I mean, the Pacers certainly are capable of winning another game in Oklahoma City. But I just felt like that Game 4 was so big that it was going to mean the series one way or another, because now you've shortened it up. It's basically a 3-game series. Win 2, you're the champions. And I just feel like Oklahoma City feels like they've got new life now, and they've got things back where they want it with the home court advantage. I don't feel good about it for the Indiana Pacers. And I'll tell you where this game got away from the Pacers. It actually started prior to the fourth quarter. A 10-point lead, couple of minutes left in the third quarter, and Obi Toppin goes to the free throw line with a chance to get the Pacers their biggest lead of the night. They could open up a 12-point lead, and Obi Toppin misses not one, but 2 free throws. And that kept it as a 10-point game. Then Pascal Siakam misses a 16-foot jump shot. Pascal Siakam misses an 18-foot jump shot. And the next thing you know, it's Oklahoma City that cuts it down to 7 by the end of the quarter. And I feel like right there was the difference. Pacers could have been up 12. The crowd would have still been going crazy. But instead, now you've got to get on the edge of your seat a little bit. It's only a 7-point game heading to the fourth quarter. And Oklahoma City felt like they were back in it. If Oklahoma City goes to the fourth quarter down 15, 16 points, do they feel like they've got a legitimate chance? But they weren't, and they could have been. Because if Toppin would have made the 2 free throws and Siakam would have hit even one of the 2 jumpers, I mean, right there he had 4 points. It's a 14-point lead. So disappointing, very disappointing that the Pacers let this get away on their home court, really with a chance to close out the series. I know it wouldn't have been the 4th win, but up 3-1, the odds would have been tremendously in the Pacers' favor to find a way to win one of the remaining 3. Now they've got to win 2 of the remaining 3, and let's assume they win on their home court. Which game is more likely for the Pacers to steal on the road? The next one, Game 5, or do we have to wait for Game 7? It's just not the position you wanted to find yourself in if you're the Pacers. But you would think by now that the Pacers would have earned the respect of the national media. Still not. Still the national media believes that OKC is going to win this in 6. Or this might be a 7-game series, but being at Oklahoma City in Game 7, that it's going to be the Thunder that win the trophy. I mean, they don't give the Pacers the credit they deserve for how they have played against Oklahoma City. And I'll tell you what's different about the Pacers. The playoffs are a whole different breed from the regular season, and that's very easy to say. But what you saw during the regular season is you can't get guys to play at the energy level they've played in the playoffs on the defensive end. It just isn't going to happen. And OKC's been a really good defensive team, and I think they've got a lot of dogs that are just that type of mindset. But generally, the Pacers don't play the kind of defense we are seeing from the Pacers here in the playoffs. And for 3 quarters, this defense was really darn good. But then they had to take on in the fourth quarter the 5 from Oklahoma City plus the 1 known as Scott Foster, the official, that seemed to not give a favorable whistle. We'll call it favorable whistle, even though it's just a true whistle to the Pacers. 2 different obvious push-offs by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in that fourth quarter, where he cleared space by throwing the forearm out in front of him, and twice he did it. Once he followed it up with the push-off against Nembhard, and then the step back, step back, step back baseline jumper. I believe when you add in the stumble, there's 5 or 6 steps that could be counted after he gathered against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and there was no travel call. And it all started by an obvious push-off. And because of the push-off, it actually threw Shai Gilgeous-Alexander off balance. That's why he kind of stumbled and ended up 5 or 6 steps, and they still gave him the bucket. The whistle certainly did not go Indiana's way. I don't think that's the reason the Pacers lost, and I don't want to blame it on that because the Pacers certainly had opportunities to not only build a bigger lead, but to play a little better in the fourth quarter, because I thought the Pacers got away from their game because they tried to be something they're not. They tried to be a clock burner a little bit, and they tried to patiently work it to the post. Pacers are at their best when they're coming down and firing 6, 7 seconds into the shot clock. I mean, when they have to run it down to the last 3, 4, 5 seconds, they are not the same basketball team. And when they're running a half-court offense and they're burning 15, 16, 17 seconds, they are not the same basketball team. They're at their best when they're pushing it into the front court, looking for a quick shot, a quick attack of the rim. That's when they are at their best. And the other part of it is when they are in the half court, the penetration, the kick, the extra pass, and the 3 is really their best weapon. And they got away from the 3-pointer in the fourth quarter. The Pacers go on their runs when they start hitting 3s. That's how they get the 8, the 11, the 12-point runs. They get them with the 3-point shot mixed in, whether it's Toppin, Nembhard, Halliburton, Turner occasionally. Siakam's been shooting great from 3. But they kind of got away from the 3-point game. And I think that hurt them. And so now the Pacers find themselves in a difficult situation, 2-2, having to go to OKC for games 5 and 7 if necessary, home for game 6. But we'll see. Tomorrow night, it is game number 5. And I know the odds are overwhelming, close to 90%, I think. I haven't looked at the specific number, but a team that wins game 5 in a tied series goes on to win the series with a ridiculous percentage. So again, another game where you can consider the series on the line. But like I said, I thought the Pacers put it in the bag if they'd have won game 4. And I thought Oklahoma City had the advantage if the Pacers lost game 4. And I still kind of feel like Oklahoma City's got the advantage, even though I took the Pacers in 6. And I said the Pacers have to get this to 3-2 because they can't be counted on to win back-to-back games in 6 and 7 against a desperate Oklahoma City team. I think if the Pacers go down 3-2, there's no way they win both game 6 and 7. Why? Because I think Oklahoma City will answer the call. They'll be a better team when they're desperate and their backs are against the wall. And so the Pacers, I think the Pacers have to win game 5, come back, find a way to try to win in game 6, and if they don't, wear down Oklahoma City so you can take advantage in game 7. But that's I said Pacers in 6. I think the Pacers have to be up 3-2. If they're down 3-2, too much. I don't think you beat Oklahoma City twice when Oklahoma City's desperate. So or that close to winning a championship. They don't let it get away. Yeah, I shouldn't say desperate, because if the Pacers are up, or if Oklahoma City's up 3-2, they're not the desperate team. But I don't think you beat Oklahoma City twice with a championship on the line. There, put it that way. All right. What else do we have? We have TinCast Baseball, and it's a gorgeous Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I've already gotten some texts from my kids, so it's a great Sunday morning for me. But I'll be out at the ballpark. I'll be on the TV side. Hope to see you out there. Give a wave. Don't forget autographs after the game. Make sure you get yours. Midwest Box Breaks will be on hand with thousands of trading cards. And so come on out, visit their booth, their stand right there in the main concourse, and then get your autographs after the game, including Leo DeVries. He's a guy you're probably going to want to get an autograph from. And this is the finale. And I don't even want to say what's happened so far in this series. But let's just say the Tin Caps need to get a win to avoid a South Bend sweep. All right. Have a great Sunday. Might be back this afternoon. Keep an eye on my Twitter, or keep an eye here on the channel for us going live. And the easiest way to always know when we're doing that is subscribe, hit the bell so you get the alerts. And then you can also like and share the channel. Got to get those subscribers going up. And I know there's a lot of you out there that still have not found us on YouTube. And so help your friends out, share the channel with others, and let them know that the Sports Rush with Brett Rump is here on YouTube now. And we've got regular videos plus live shows at least once a week. All right, done for today. Have a great Father's Day to all the dads out there. If you've got a dad or a stepdad, have a great Father's Day with them. Otherwise, hope to see you at the ballpark. 1:05 will be the first pitch, and the Tin Caps on the road next week. But before they go on the road, Parkview Field today. We'll see you out at the ballpark.